Hello everyone, welcome to Lukmaan IAS. Today we are going to have the Hindu newspaper analysis dated 2nd of August 2022. And today we are going to discuss the most important articles from the Hindu newspaper. So let us quickly see the topics that we are going to discuss today. So we are going to look into these topics one by one. So the first topic is, it says Kerala opposes changes to MMDR Act. Okay. So this topic is important. In this article we will understand about Minerals and Mines Development Act, and we are going to understand about why Kerala government is opposing this particular move of the central government. After this we are going to look into another topic. It says language as barrier. So through this topic we are going to understand the importance of promoting the Indian languages in higher educational institutions, and we are going to understand about the steps that are taken by the central government in this regard. Okay, after this we are going to look into another topic. It says using a rupee route to get around a dominating dollar. Okay, so in this article we are going to talk about the external sector of Indian economy, and we are going to understand about dynamics associated with exchange rate of rupee versus dollar, and we are going to talk about multiple ways of doing trade in international market. Okay, apart from this, the next topic is related to normal rainfall in August September IMD. Okay, so recently the India Meteorological Department, which is in short known as IMD, it has given data related to monsoon forecast, data related to rainfall in India. So we are going to talk about it. We are going to understand like how the weather pattern is changing in India. So with this, let us take the first topic for discussion today. Okay. So in this article we are going to understand why Kerala government is opposing the changes in the MMDR Act, and we are also going to understand what is MMDR Act, what is its significance, and we are going to talk about like why Kerala government also thinks of connecting with other states in opposing this particular change by the central government. Okay, so when it comes to Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act, okay, MMDR in short stands for Mines and Minerals. Okay, Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act. So this is an act of the central government, and this particular act applies throughout the country. Okay, and this act talks about those provisions, those ways through which mines and minerals can be developed. For example, like we have various states in India, and in those states, in various places, like in states, union territories, we do have natural resources from where we can extract the mines and mineral related things. We can extract resources, raw material. Okay, but like how those resources are going to be extracted, who is going to have the authority of in extraction, who can make laws related to this particular thing, who has the authority, whether it is central government or state government, all of these things are mentioned in the Mines and Minerals Development Act. Okay, so like when it comes to mines and minerals, so mines and minerals are located in the territory of the states. Okay, since it is located in the territory of states, so state government has the first right, okay, to utilize these natural resources available with them, right, for the development of the state, for extraction of resources. But this Mines and Minerals Development Regulation Act means, like according to this act, the state governments have the authority of overlooking on the natural resources from where we can extract the raw materials that are important for multiple purposes. But recently the central government has notified that they are going to make changes, they are going to bring changes in the Mines and Minerals this particular act, which is MMDR Act, right? So these changes will allow the agencies of the central government, like those companies, like those corporate, like there can be a PSU, which is known as public sector undertaking. So these are government owned companies, these are owned by the central government. Apart from this, like the government, central government is thinking to make changes so that even the corporates will be allowed to utilize the like natural resources that are available in those states. So that's why the Kerala government thinks that, like, since like these resources are located in the states, so like, states has the authority, it has the right under various provisions of the existing laws. So that's why the Kerala government has, opposed the central government's move, right, in making changes in this particular act. And Kerala government is also of the viewpoint that, like, they want to, join with other states in opposing the changes in this particular act. Okay, so we need to see, like, how, this particular dynamic changes over the time period, how the central government takes move, how different state governments are coming together. So we are still we are still waiting for it, like how it is going to change. But like as of now, the minerals that are located in certain states, these minerals, like, the state governments have the authority on it. Okay, if you go to the nitty-gritty of the acts, so you will come across multiple provisions. There may be, multiple things associated with it, so you can learn about it. Okay, so that's that will be helpful for the prelims exam and also for the mains exam. Okay, so with this, let us take another topic for discussion today. So this topic is about language as barrier. There are pluses and minuses in making the mother tongue the medium for higher studies. Okay, so as of now, we all know that, like, vulnerable languages, vulnerable means like vernacular languages, those languages that are used at the primary level of education or at the secondary level of education. Okay, so like vernacular languages are taught. Apart from this, like, English is also taught throughout the country. Okay, so like, some states has 2-language formula where, like, they are teaching English along with, the native language of the state. Apart from this, like, some states also have 3-language formula where, like, native language of the state is taught, English is taught, and apart from this, Hindi is also taught. Okay, so now when it comes to higher educational institutions, for example, the engineering colleges, management colleges, law colleges in India, so there the primary mode of instruction, primary mode of, teaching is English. Okay, so subjects are being taught in English, and like books or study materials that are available, they are also available in English language, right? So English has become a part of language. Okay, over the time period from Britishers till now. Okay, it has become a part of the society. So many Indian citizens know English as a language apart from their native language. But when it comes to country like Russia, when it comes to countries like China, in these countries, foreign languages are promoted less, and, like, native languages are promoted more. So if you go to China, if you want to study in higher educational institutes also, they'll be teaching in Chinese language. Okay, they might be having English also as a medium of instruction, but primarily it is Chinese language. If you go to Russia, in Russia also primarily they'll be teaching in Russian language. Okay, they may be having, English as part of curriculum, but majorly it is Russian. But when it comes to India, all the higher educational institutions have a framework in such a manner that English, like all the subjects are taught in English language. Okay, be it law, be it science, be it humanities, be it management, be it engineering. So all subjects are being taught in English. Okay, but the thing is, like, recently the Home Minister of India, okay, so Home Minister of India has visited certain place, and he has notified, like, he has, talked about the importance of promoting Hindi language in higher educational institutes in India. Not only Hindi, he talked about, promoting the native languages in higher educational institutions. Okay, so as of now, if we talk about the National Education Policy, in short, it is known as NEP 2020. So in the National Education Policy as well, there is a provision that talks about promoting, native language. Native means like Hindi or other languages in higher educational institutions. And as of now, AICTE is a body which is known as All India Council for, okay, All India Council for Technical Education. So AICTE has, allowed, it has approved 19 engineering colleges in 10 states for having engineering courses in 6 Indian languages. Okay, so even the All India Council for Technical Education, it has also allowed, higher educational institutions to deliver the course, right, to make the medium of, study in native languages. For example, they have approved it in 6 Indian languages. It can be Hindi, it can be Malayalam, it can be Telugu, it can be Tamil, it can be Kannada, so it can be Odia as well. So like as of now it is mentioned that in 19 engineering colleges across 10 states, 6 languages have been allowed to be taught, right, in higher educational institutions. Like 6 languages means these subjects will be taught in those languages. That's the thing. So now what is the viewpoint of the author? What the author talks about it? The author says like there are pluses, like there are positive points associated with promoting the vernacular languages, promoting the native Indian languages in higher educational institutions. What can be the positives? What can be the benefits of it? One of the benefit is those students who are studying their native language from the childhood, they will also get a connect in higher educational institutions in the same language. Okay, so like they will not be facing alienated when they go to higher educational institutions. Like if you talk about reality as of now, there are many students who study in government schools during their schooling age, right? So after studying in government schools, so they are well versed with their native language, Hindi or maybe other native languages. But once they enter into higher educational institutions, so even in those educational institutions, although the faculties or professors or teachers may be speaking in Hindi or maybe speaking in the native languages, but the books, study material and the primary mode of teaching is only in English. Okay, so they face difficulty. So there is a language barrier. Okay, so language is not a test for knowledge. Okay, so someone might be knowing Hindi language, but at the same time that person may be maybe exceptionally good. Okay, exceptionally good when it comes to IQ, when it comes to subject matter expertise. Okay, so language is not a substitute for knowledge. Okay, so language can be in any medium, things can be taught in any medium, and equally the people may be knowing everything. But as of now, our academics are made in such a manner that in higher educational institutions, the students are taught the subject in English languages. And even if you talk about the courts, for example, if you talk about the high courts, if you talk about the Supreme Court of India, in courts also the main language of what we say hearing, the language that the courts prefer, the language in which hearing happens, the language in which judgments are written, they are done in English language. They are primarily done in English language, but there is provision in many courts, for example high courts and Supreme Court, to translate the judgments, to translate the content in Hindi language as well, in other languages. But the thing is primary mode of hearing, primary mode of conducting what we say discussion between the judge and the lawyers and the respondents and the petitioners is English in the courts of law. So the author is talking about before we move into delivering the lectures in Hindi or any other Indian language, we have to make the courts to accept the native languages as well. Okay, only after then our legal system, legal means the study of law in Indian languages will be will be suitable, will be productive. If courts agree to it, if courts give their go ahead, if courts enable those institutions to be taught the subjects in Hindi or maybe other Indian languages, in that case, right, in that case the teaching of law as a subject to the students in native languages will be successful. Okay, so these are the pros associated with it. Okay, so it is equally good with engineering colleges, with management colleges, with medical science colleges and all. But at the same time, what can be the cons, what can be the negative points? The negative points is as of now the literatures that are available for higher educational institutions, they are primarily available in English. Okay, many a times these students, like those students who are pursuing PhD, who are doing research, or like who are doing some higher education, right, in any stream across educational sectors. So for them, if they want to refer to any foreign material, okay, any topic that is written by any foreign author, so they have to read those subjects in those languages in which it is available, and majority of them is in English. Some of them may be in Chinese, maybe in Turkish, maybe in Russian, but majority of them, right, I do not have an exact figure to talk about it, maybe like 80 to 90% of them are available in English, okay. So that's the barrier, that's the negative part of it. If like people are studying medicine in Hindi, okay, so when it comes to referring books written by foreign authors, then they will have to read it in English. So like that will be a negative point associated with this. So with this, like we need to see how this particular initiative of the government of India fares in the long run, okay. Although like promoting own language of any country is something that is productive, it is going to bring the nation, I mean like at par with other nations in the world. But at the same time, like we do have some problems associated with it, like technical difficulties in translating the things, in accessing the material, right. So multiple difficulties can be there, but at the same time this is a right move. So the author also says like there are positives and there are some negatives also. Negatives I have already listed, positives I have discussed with you, okay. So in your free time you can read this article, you will understand more about it, okay. So with this, let us take another topic. Let's discuss about this topic, okay. It says using a rupee route to get around a dominating dollar, okay. Now let us understand how the geopolitical things happen in the world market. When I talk about world market, I simply mean the external sector of Indian economy, where I mean like Indian government or Indian businesses are doing transaction with the foreign governments or foreign businesses in import and export of certain goods and services, right. So now when we talk about the foreign market, right, so the medium of exchange is some of the accepted currencies, and among all the accepted currencies, dollar is one of the strongest currency, means like it has always seen an appreciation in value as compared to any other currency, okay. So dollar has been a dominating currency in the world, and it is the widely accepted, most trusted currencies by different countries around the world. So when someone wants to do trade in external sector, when someone wants to do trade in the global market, right, if someone carries dollar with them, it is very easy for them to get the goods in exchange, to get the services in exchange. But when someone carries, for example, any other currency of the world, let's say INR, so acceptability of INR in international market is really low, little low as compared to dollar. Why? Because like dollar is more dollar is more liked by different countries. But as of now, if we talk about the global situation now, okay, so since the Russia-Ukraine conflict has emerged, right, so like after then, like US and other Western countries, many other Western countries, they have tried to put sanctions on Russia. They have put sanctions, they have barred Russian ruble, okay, from the SWIFT network. And after then, Russian government has started promoting its own ruble, okay. So they are now doing trade in external with external countries in ruble terms only, and they have pegged ruble, I guess, with gold, okay. So this is the thing, this is what is happening now. Soon after then, ruble has been appreciating in value, okay. Before that, like it has depreciated a lot. So that's why the government of India, like Indian government also wants to strengthen its rupee, okay. If you see the value of rupee, like over the last 6 months, it has depreciated a lot, and now the value of rupee is around 79 or 80 rupee per dollar, okay. So it has depreciated, okay, its value has gone little down in the international market. Okay, this is one situation. But like if we talk about the value of rupee, I mean like value of rupee, how it can appreciate when we are successful in promoting Indian rupee in external sector. Okay, so that's why like we are thinking of developing different ways to promote rupee. Okay, so some of the measures have been taken by Government of India, in which the Government of India is doing arrangement with those countries in which with which Government of India does trade. For example, if we talk about Russia, right, as of now, like we have made a bilateral arrangement that like all the trades that are going to happen between India and Russia, like we are going to pay you, right, in INR or in ruble terms, and like you can do it like that. Okay, so that like we can bypass the requirement of dollar. So that will help us to appreciate rupee. Okay, so as of now in the international market, the dollar is appreciating. When dollar is appreciating, what happens, like if we talk about the external reserve of India, external reserve means like foreign exchange reserve, which is known as forex. Okay, let's say like we have, let's say for example, like we have in forex in forex exchange, let's say like we have 1 billion rupee. It's not dollar, I'm saying 1 billion rupee. It has some value. For example, like earlier, 1 year before now, okay, let's consider 75 rupee was equivalent to $1. Okay, 75 rupee, $1. Okay, like we have 1 billion rupee now in total. Same 1 billion rupee, like when the value of dollar appreciates, when like like 80 rupee becomes equal to $1. So now the same amount of rupee, I mean like gives you lesser leverage. Like it is the same amount of rupee will be able to buy lesser number of dollar. Okay, so that's how the value of rupee decreases. So like it also like reduces our purchasing power in the like when it comes to forex reserves. Okay, so our forex reserve value has depreciated, or the value of the forex reserve have gone down by billions of rupees. Okay, so that's why the Government of India wants to strengthen the rupee, and they have done bilateral arrangement with multiple countries. And recently Government of India has, I mean like has been successful in implementing the North-South Transport Corridor, International North-South Transport Corridor. And through this corridor, we are going to, I mean like import the Russian-made goods, the Russian, oil from Russia we'll be able to import through the sea routes, through the land routes, and through the railway routes. Okay, so this is the thing. This topic, this article, talks in detail about like how rupee can be strengthened, like what dynamics is happening in the world market when it comes to currency. Okay, when it comes to currency derivatives. Okay, so this is the thing. If you read this article, you will understand about all those things that I have discussed with you now. So with this, let us take another topic. So let's take this topic for discussion today. So let's see like what is IMD. Okay, so IMD stands for India Meteorological Department. Okay, I have highlighted this thing, India Meteorological Department. So India Meteorological Department is one of the, I mean like most premier institutions in India when it comes to forecasting the weather in India. Okay, so this is a government agency that forecasts like what kind of weather we are going to have in recent future and in the long term to come. Okay, so IMD has recently forecasted that like we can witness normal rainfall in the month of August and September. Okay, we can witness normal rainfall, I mean like as expected in August and September month. And it has also talked about the amount of rainfall that we have had in India in the month of July. Okay, so we are on 2nd of August, so it has also discussed about the kind of rainfall that we had. So according to the India Meteorological Department, we have had 16% above normal rainfall. Okay, there is a normal scale, and like 16% above normal we have had rainfall in India. Okay, across India, barring some areas. What are those areas? Like parts of East Central, East and Northeast India. Okay, they have witnessed okay, below normal rainfall earlier, and they may witness below normal rainfall in the near future in the month of August and September. So this is what the India Meteorological Department talks about. Why it becomes important? Because it gives us an insight about the kind of rainfall that we can witness in the recent future, and at the same time it also gives us information, the kind of productivity, information about the kind of agricultural productivity that we can witness, because like agricultural productivity is also associated with the amount of rainfall that we receive in different areas, okay, because agriculture is like water dependent, okay, so it is rainfall dependent, okay, and at the same time there are many other things like that are dependent on rainfall. So this is the situation now, okay, so like we can witness like normal rainfall in the coming months, but we have already seen more than normal rainfall across India. Like it was 16% in surplus, okay, but like east and northeast India, they have reported 44% deficit in rainfall, okay. This is all for today's discussion, okay. So anyone having any questions, you can put your question in the comment box, and like I'll be there to answer you. And so that's all from my side for the discussion today. Thank you so much everyone for attending today's session. I hope you have a good day ahead. Thank you.